Hey folks, this is Monk, and we are back with another episode of From the Canopy Film Show, and I'm joined as always with my co-host Cornelius, aka Evil Corny.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, man? How's it
Uh,
going out there?
been going okay.
We do got some movies out here for you guys this week, man. We got a nice bunch, that we're going to get through. So let's get into it. We got a lot of reviews on deck, and I guess the first one I'm going to start off with is a film called Run. And I don't know what possessed me to go see this film. It was just popped up on my radar. I was like, what is this? I saw aliens and I saw black people, and I got a little bit curious, but then by the time I got the ticket and and I'm looking into it, like I'm like, oh, this might be regrettable, but I don't know. I'll talk about it in a sec. So here's the setup on this. When Melissa leaves her fiance Andre at the altar, her best friend convinces her to go to a cabin in the woods on a much needed girls trip to get her mind off things. But things take a huge turn when their friend Jenny is found mutilated in the middle of the woods. When the news announces an all-out alien attack on the nation, the girls will now have to try their best to survive. And I should have known something was up, just because I kind of looked at the trailer, but I wasn't really fully paying attention to it. But this cast and crew is directed by Chris Stokes, a controversial figure, you know. But our stars are Annie Alonze. I believe she's going to be our main character here. We've also got Marcus Houston. We also got Erica Mena, Erica Pinkett. We also got Drew Sidora. And I think there's Claudia Jordan. I forgot. Haven't seen her a while. And as well as Oba Babatunde, who you might remember, he played the dean who's getting tortured by Method Man and Redman and How High.
Oh, okay.
He was also the head pimp in Black Dynamite, who said you got a collective of his eyes.
Yeah.
He's going to be around when the earth dissolves into a ball of clay and rolls off his axis.
He broke it down in the science. Yeah.
So this film, unfortunately, didn't have a lot of science going on with it. So, dude, this is probably some of the worst acting. Let's flip that around. This is probably some of the worst acting, the worst script, the worst storytelling I've seen in a long time. This felt like something that would probably go straight to Tubi, and I'm not really just like I feel like there exists tiers of all films for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like these things, they give people jobs, they keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying? Might not win no awards, but a lot of the industry is built on films like this, man. They're not going to get mentioned when it's time to hand out rewards, but they're just stuff for people to put on in the background, or they could put commercials on, add some breaks into it, and it just feeds the machine, man. Like I said, it kept a lot of people employed. But dude, immediately when I turn this thing on, there's a wedding party, and it's like cold feet. So the groom and the bride decide not to get married. It's just the worst acting. The girl's crying. She's like, oh, what am I gonna do? So then the girls convince each other to go on this girls' trip, and then the aliens invade, and they're stranded, man. And it just gets so silly and ridiculous. It's so bad, man. Erica Mena, comes to mind because I just remember a lot of these people from reality TV shows. These are Love and Basketball or Housewives, alumni. They're doing feature films, man, and it's crazy, man. It was cracking me up, man. Like, I wasn't mad at this one because I really had low expectations, and maybe about 15 minutes in, I'm just laughing at it. Like, how bad is this going to get? And it got really bad, man. There's one woman in here who's in the cast, and her idea of being scared was just breathing hard. Like, and every time she was doing that, man, I just started dying. Like, I'm just chuckling. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, where was the director to give them instructions? And it is goofy, man. So the funny thing too is these aliens have a strange weakness. There's the public broadcast, public PSA that comes on while they're watching the news, and it's like, yeah, they are sensitive to the LED light on your back of your cell phone. So only for like 2 minutes they decide to try to figure out. All of a sudden, everyone's phone is dead. No one has no battery. There's no charger. The charger's in the car outside of the building. For some reason, these aliens are scared to go inside buildings. But if you go outside, they'll mess you up. It's just stupid and ridiculous, man. Stay away from this, man. But I will say, I wasn't mad at this. I think this was my second double parter because I saw Caught Stealing first, and then I watched this. So I actually had a satisfactory time at the movie. If I went out and only saw this, I probably would have been a little bit more pissed off. But since I saw Caught Stealing, and it was an okay film, and I enjoyed it, I didn't feel so bad watching this. But man, stay away from this, man. It's going to be
You
hilarious. I
said
feel like
that LED lights were like why the aliens.
they will blind them or something. You can keep them away, and it just they tried to the LA. It's like, why would you introduce this idea if our characters are just going to throw it away like 3 minutes later? Like it was, I'm like, what are we? This is this. It was just enough to give them characters something to talk about, and it didn't go nowhere, man. This whole thing is full of threads to go nowhere. I think the thing that was as close to the movie is our couple kind of reconciles in the middle of this. They kind of come together, and you kind of see why they split apart in the first one. The funniest thing, I swear to God, man, it's so telegraphing. The bride is in the room right before the wedding. It's like, oh my God, like it's like, I think some films would have made this an inner monologue or narration, but she's just sitting in the room. It's like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. I feel so unseen. It was so bad, dude. I'm just sitting here like really, this is how we're gonna do. Have you seen a movie before?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad, man.
Like sometimes something like that can be just seen on screen as an actor, just nonverbal actions or whatever. Yeah,
yeah. I've already talked about it too long, man. It's out there. I would stay away from it. I'm curious to see though when people start getting their hold of it. Once it starts hitting Tubi or something like that. I don't know why this film got a theatrical release, bro. I was the only one in this theater, and there's only a handful of reviews on Letterboxd. And the people that watched it, they came away with the same thing like me. It was bad, dude. But I didn't hate it. I was gonna say that. I didn't hate it, but it was bad. It's just, I don't know. I don't get mad when I see a bad movie. And sometimes I set myself up. I had a feeling this was going to be terrible, but I had to find out,
I've been seeing a lot of Tubi movies lately where people are like getting shot, and it's like the bad special effects that they're doing on that, or it's just a flash or whatever, and somebody's gonna be shot or whatever.
There's a flash, and all of a sudden they're just like this, and blood's coming out.
I've been getting like watching those things lately.
Yeah, there was some of this, man. Crazily enough, the aliens were CG. I don't know where that money came from, man. Maybe they just conned some local college students into doing it for their final exam or some shit. It was bad, man. But let's get into this next film, man. The next one I'm going to bring up is a film called Honey Don't. This is a comedy mystery. This is a film directed by Ethan Coen, part of the Coen brothers. Screenplay by Ethan Coen and Trisha Cook. Ethan Coen and Trisha Cook. So in this film, small-town private investigator Honey O'Donoghue probes a series of strange deaths that are tied to a mysterious church. And this film stars, we've got Margaret Qualley, who plays O'Donoghue. We have also got Aubrey Plaza in this, Chris Evans, Lyra Bova, Don Swayze, who looks like he's related to Patrick Swayze.
It is Patrick Swayze.
Got Charlie Day, Talia Ryder, and Christian Antidormi. Okay. And what's going on with this film, Corny? Because I didn't see this. I'm gonna leave this up to you.
It's supposed to be a bit of a murder mystery. First off, I'm just gonna say I'm a fan of the Coen brothers, and Ethan Coen and his wife making films together, and that means Coen brothers. I can't think of the other brother's name, but
Joel, ain't it?
Joel, Coen. I kind of pick up on how good of a team they are when they're making films. Because a lot of this was like lacking. I thought it was a decent story, but just like the other endeavor last year it pretty much was the same thing, to where you're making a story that should be a little bit more interesting, or thinking that it's one of Coen's brothers being involved in it. You would think that it would be a better film, but this just like Honey Don't and Drive Away Dolls, both of these are just real lacking. And overall, I just thought it was just an okay film. I will probably buy both of those in the future just to see how they hold up. But the Coen brothers are probably my favorite directors. They've made a lot of good films, and this is just one of those I don't really see this like long term, like holding up next to something like Raising Arizona, Fargo, or trying to think of another one. No Country for Old Men, or The Big Lebowski, anything like that. Even like their first film was like Blood Simple, and that film is intense, and it was made in the '80s, and it still holds up. I was somewhat disappointed while watching this.
In a way, I kind of felt the same way about Drive Away Dolls, and I think this probably, I don't want to diss the guy's wife, but I think it's probably something to do with her being a writing co-partner versus him writing with Joel. So something's lacking. Like even as I'm watching Drive Away Dolls, it felt like I was watching a movie about lesbians that wasn't written by lesbians, and I'm like, what is happening with this movie? Because it's kind of just trying to lean on some weirdy, goofy stuff that's not really landing. And like you said, the story just itself wasn't interesting enough to be trying to make a feature film around, in my opinion, like
Trisha Cook has been like a producer on like Barton Fink and Oh Brother Without Now, she's been there, but like I said, them going off and doing their own thing isn't really working for me.
I don't know. I'll probably check this out when it hits the home video, but I'm not rushing out. I think the thing that is the pill right now for a lot of people, because, is the fact that you got Margaret Qualley and Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza's been on fire for a long time, and Qualley's getting a lot of burn from being in the substance. So I could definitely see why people would rush out to see this. But like I said, once I saw who was involved, I was like, nah. Yeah, it just didn't look like, it looked like the other one, and I didn't really like a lot of that one. So All right, let's get to this next one, man. So the next one that I've got is going to be a film called Eenie Meanie. I think this was streaming on Hulu, right? Straight to Hulu.
And Disney Plus.
Streaming film. And Hulu's about to be formerly Hulu. They get rid of them. But this film, Edie is a former getaway driver who's trying to turn her life around and go straight. However, when her ex-boyfriend lands in trouble with the local kingpin, she finds herself caught up in a risky plot to rob a casino. This is directed by Sean Simmons and starring Samara Weaving, Carl Glusman, Jermaine Fowler, Marshawn Lynch. Okay, now I got to see this. Steve Zahn and Andy Garcia.
Yeah.
So, what'd you think about this, man?
I actually had a lot of fun with this. I probably would have saw this in the theater just because I'm a fan of Samara Weaving. I think she's Hugo Weaving's niece, if I'm right. But I really just had a lot of fun with this film. It was like a throwback heist film on top of like however, there is a little bit of rom-com because it is her ex-boyfriend and she's kind of getting involved in this. But it was a good film, and I like I said, I would actually went to the theater and saw this. But I had a lot of fun with it. A lot of good car chases, a lot of good car accidents and everything. But overall, I had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, I'm also showing. We've also got Steve Zahn, Randall Park.
Yeah.
And also Chris Bauer in this film too. So this is
like I said, I was kind of surprised this wasn't in the theater. I guess Samara Weaving might not be that much of a star, but she has been in
she's been in stuff that's good, but I don't think she's hit that crossover like household name stage yet. Like she's been in films that have been acclaimed. I remember what was the one where she's the bride that has a
that's what I was thinking of. I think that might be the biggest film she's been in and starred in.
But that didn't translate to
Ready or Not.
Yeah, Ready or Not.
And that's actually gonna have it's actually a sequel to that one.
Ready or Not is definitely got a lot of acclaim, but also the Babysitter. So a lot of her stuff is these smaller like almost independent horror films and stuff like that. And so I don't think she's broken through to that next wave.
Next level. Yeah.
But I could see her end up getting one of those roles sooner or later, because she also did Guns Akimbo, and Ready or Not 2 is on the way. She did have a role in Mayhem. Scream 6 probably might be the most mainstream film that she's been in. She's also had a small role in Snake Eyes. So I think Scream 6 might be the most successful film that she's actually been in, but I don't think she was a main character in that,
No, she's just like she's like might be the opening kill on that one. Right.
Yeah, but I think her time's coming, man. I think it's gonna she's just one role away from, getting that, boom,
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So that's on my radar now. Now that I've seen this cast and all that stuff, I'll definitely be interested in checking
And
that
like I
out.
said, I was just really surprised it was on it went straight to Disney Plus and everything instead of
Mhm.
having a small theatrical.
And so my next one is going to be Stands, which is a documentary film and it's directed by Stephen Leckart. And filmmaker Stephen Leckart examines the complicated relationship between hip hop icon Eminem and the legion of fans whose lives have been shaped by his music. And produced by the artist himself. We also got Paul Rosenberg on this. I think he's a longtime manager for him. And Antoine Fuqua is also listed on here as a producer, and Tony DeSanto. So, what'd you think of this?
I love this film. I am an Eminem fan. And it just pretty much is dealing with his life story in a way. You kind of hit at that, and then just some of his fans, and it kind of brings you around to like when I think he overdosed at one point and almost died and went through rehab and everything that I somewhat
Mhm.
forgot about. I guess this happened a little like during COVID or whatever, didn't it? Or a little before that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't know that.
yeah, but he
I thought you talking about past relapse and overdoses. So this
no,
was,
no,
I think
this last couple of years, and
you're
then
right. I think there was a story that came out about him going back to rehab, but I didn't know that he had actually overdosed and, got that far with it. Okay.
yeah, they kind of hint at that in the film, and I really liked it. It just shows like just about all over the world how people will gravitate to him as super fans or whatever, and just kind of his claim to fame and everything. Just follow him. Like I think they talked to Carson Daly at one point. They talked to Adam Sandler at one point because I think Adam Sandler actually saw him like during one of the MTV Movie Awards or whatever, and then
Hmm.
music awards, and just talking about him being on TRL and stuff like that. I really enjoyed this. And then you kind of they kind of go to like where his house was in Detroit, and just him just talking about like how it was with him growing up and everything. Like he might be one of my favorite rappers, right? For a long time, and I always kind of thought he was like
That's
a
what's
cool
up.
person, But I'm not a total stan, but I am a fan.
Okay. Okay, that's what's up, man. If you want to check it out, I think it's streaming
It's
on
on Paramount
Paramount
Plus.
Plus
Yeah.
right now. So that's pretty cool. Our last film today is going to be Caught Stealing, and this is a crime comedy film directed by Darren Aronofsky, which is interesting. And in this film, when his punk rock neighbor asks him to take care of his cat for a few days, New York City bartender Hank Thompson suddenly finds himself caught in the middle of a motley crew of threatening gangsters who all want a piece of him. And this film stars Austin Butler um, as Hank. We've also got Zoe Kravitz. We got Matt Smith, Bad Bunny, Nikita Kukushkin, Regina King, Liev Schreiber, Vincent D'Onofrio, Action Bronson. I think that's gonna be. Oh yeah, we got more people. We also got Griffin Dune. Let's see if anybody else stands out. This cast is not the biggest. Also, Carol Kane. I forgot she's in this, man. But what you think about this, man? I think this is a mixed bag for me, man.
Oh boy. I pretty much just got out of theater from watching it. I loved the trailer when I was, going to, for the last couple of months seeing it in the theater. I
Mhm.
expected that we were going to get something more on the line of Coen Brothers S type film.
Mhm.
Like I said, I love the Coen Brothers. To me, a lot of people like you start looking in the last couple of months, films like Eddington and Coen Brother S type films that people have been making, but that's been lacking, and this might be one of them.
We've also
So
got another one that looks like on the horizon. Leonardo DiCaprio's One Battle After Another One. That seems like it's going for similar vibes, as this and Coen Brothers or something like Lock, Stock, and Smoking
that's Paul
Barrel.
Thomas Anderson, so I might give him a break, because he has made some real good films, but but that does have a bit of a Coen Brother vibe to it also,
Mhm.
but I watched this film and I just thought it was just okay, and might be one of my favorite trailers I think I've seen this year. But
There's things going on in this that kind of touch on that, where you've got a character that's suddenly thrust into this world and they don't really know what's going on. And
yeah.
everywhere they go, someone's kicking their ass and pushing them around while they're like, "What's happening?" What's like? I don't know, man. You know.
But but when this is done, I thought it was a good concept for a film, but it wasn't really executed all that well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem I had with it. And like I said, it might come out on video and I might watch it a couple more times and end up liking it, down the line. But as of like me going to the movies at noon and me having a podcast about this, talking about this film at 5 o'clock, over the last 5 hours, I hadn't really endeared me to this at all. So
yeah, that's how I felt kind of watching. Like in the moment, I was mostly entertained, but as it got toward the end, it feels like this film feels longer than it is, bro.
It feels like it drags on.
Dude, I thought it was a 2-hour film, man, and then I come back and find out the runtime is only
hour 40.
Yeah, I felt like I was in there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So or longer, bro. But in the moment, there's some cool stuff happening. But like you said, man, I feel like a lot of these films lately haven't been giving me a full meal. It's like they get the concept and then give it a go, but maybe they got like 3 or 4 scenes that they know they want in a movie, and they think that's enough. Not remembering that they got to fill the whole movie up. Like, what else are you going to do with this time?
Some of the characters in this, like the two Orthodox Jewish assassins.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that we'd probably get some better laughs out of that, or something more interesting out of that.
We don't get a lot of time with them. They're lurking for most of the film, and then when we do get a hold of them, it's like the biggest gag really is. We've seen that in the trailer in a way. Yeah. And I don't know. I like those characters were kind of a little bit fun to me just because also as I'm watching it, I picked one of them out, and I was in my head and I forgot to stay for the, to watch the credits and be sure of it, but I could have swore one of those was Vincent D'Onofrio, and sure to find out it was. I didn't guess Liv Schreiber because he looked so crazy. Like they both look like got a lot of heavy makeup on and stuff, but Vinny D's somehow his personality is shown through a little bit more than Leaves. So it was fun to watch. But it's one of these films where, like I said, I think they had some ideas of some scenes and some things, but it's not fleshed out. It's like you went to get a full meal, but they didn't. But the potatoes was kind of dry, you know what I'm saying? And your carrots was rubbery, but maybe the steak was good, but but your napkin didn't fit in your lap quite right, when you're like, it's got things that work and then other things that kind of drag it down. Like I said, man, I still gave it a like. I think I gave it a 3 out of 5, with my Letterboxd rating, because I did have fun with it, man. But it is a film that I kind of expected more from. And when it ended, it's like, I don't really get a lot from that, and there's things that don't work. Like I love Regina King, but something about the way they wrote her dialogue and stuff, it just wasn't coming across right. She wasn't able to tap in and be her usual charismatic self. It just didn't, felt a little stilted when she was on the screen, even though I liked her being there, but I was like, this doesn't feel like prime Regina to me, and then there was some the Action Bronson. I think he was kind of bad in this, man. Like when his scenes was there, I was like, yo, what is happening? Everything felt forced. He was doing that thing where I think people that don't act a lot, they kind of just looking into the camera, or they don't know what to do when they're not talking. You know what I'm saying? Or when they're not delivering dialogue. So, and I'm just like, all right. And then there was another thing that kind of blew me, because at one point, our character does get like a severe wound, man. Like this man had a major surgery, and he just, right after that, dude, there's like the next day or however many days he was in the hospital, he gets out and immediately breaks out into a full-on sprint trying to run away from. I'm like, just got a kidney removed. Like I fell off my bike last week and I'm still jacked up. I can't run like that right now. You know what I'm saying? So like there's things that were like a little wild, man. But I will say, man, it's definitely a film that feels like it does try to tap into that 90s and early 2000s film vibe, where we would have, crime stuff going on with quirky characters and stuff, but it just didn't do enough to justify it just didn't feel complete enough, you know. And this is a
Yeah.
weird film from Aronofsky. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him do anything like this at all. I'm used to him doing films with the more serious tones and not really having a lot of humor in them. You know, there could be some in some of the films, but like The Whale, it's not really that funny, man. Like, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
ain't
Or
funny at
even
all.
Requiem for a Dream, it's not that funny, bro. Noah wasn't that funny. I think I think I saw Black Swan, and there's probably one or two that came out that I didn't see, but he's not a funny
The
filmmaking guy, you
Wrestler,
know.
yeah, the Wrestler,
Yeah, the
Black
wrestler,
Swan,
great, you know.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
Fountain.
see, I think that comes to what you were mentioning earlier. Now everyone wants to have a Coen
One
Brothers
Brother S type
film under
film.
their belt.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just it's been several leads this year, and they've just been that much lacking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's either I don't know. Tarantino to me is the closest you can get to a Coen Brothers
Mm-hmm.
film without being himself, but being
Yeah.
himself, and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
He's good enough to write the dialogue. I think
it's
that
the
can carry
dialogue
his film.
and just the overall flow of the film
Yeah.
is just something that was just lacking in this, and then Honey Don't,
Mm-hmm.
it just the two of them just didn't flow well to me.
Yeah. And there were some really questionable decisions, just usage of certain characters and things that were just. I was like, dang, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I guess. Like, yeah, man. I don't know, man. I think and also I'm not even gonna front, man. But also Butler, he's a great actor, but I don't even think his character was that interesting, bro. It's for me to give a damn about him getting
Yeah,
killed.
yeah, yeah.
It's like you if you're gonna do this, you gotta at least make that your main character a little bit more likable. You know what I'm saying? Like his backstory. I was like, yeah, that's cool, but I don't know if I'm feeling much sympathy for him. You know, even with the way you set him up, you know, it does come around to the end and even, contributes to him finding the solution to the problem, but it just didn't bring it around good enough for me. I don't know. I think it was a flimsy premise,
One of the
to
last
be
scenes
honest.
of this movie kind of made me kind of roll my eyes because
I knew what was
every time,
happening. You knew what was going to happen, didn't you? You knew
yeah,
what he was about to do.
yeah. I kind of roll my eyes, and it just
Yeah, because also for those guys to be so thorough through the whole fucking movie, and this is where they're gonna lack. But I still say see it, man. I still give it a like. You know, my review is positive, even though I'm picking it apart. I just feel like it definitely had potential
and,
to
it,
be more.
and one of the things too is like parts of this film they let breathe that didn't need
Mhm.
to breathe, and then
Yeah.
parts of it that happened
Mhm.
just quick.
Yeah.
'Cause it just it's
Mhm.
just it's just on
Yeah. Yeah.
it came across like a big old mess.
And I think another thing too that's happening with a lot of films lately or filmmakers is they're kind of getting stuck in having these shock value moments, that just don't really add much to their stories other than being something that's shocking or something that they can put in the trailers or something that'll be buzzing like oh my god, like, and that particular moment, and then you go to the film and then the moment happens and then you're like, okay, that's cool, but what
Yeah,
else do you got? What
yeah,
else you got
yeah.
here? Like, I need something. Yeah, I don't know, man, but we'll see, bro. We'll see how people react to this, man. What's the consensus as it goes down the road? But like I said, man, this is something I enjoyed in the moment, but I don't think I'll watch it again. Yeah, I forgot. I did see also Primitive War, man. I'll
Okay.
mention that while we're here. So if you got any questions about it, so Primitive War is an Australian um action film, and it's built around a premise of it takes place during Vietnam, and you know a squad of American soldiers, they stumble upon some crazy stuff. So in this film, during the Vietnam War, a recon unit ventures to an isolated jungle valley to uncover the fate of a missing platoon. So basically, a squad of Green Berets went missing in this valley. So they're sending this LRP unit, which is, I think it's long range reconnaissance patrol, something like that, to go see what happened to these Green Berets. And what happened to the Green Berets is they got killed by some dinosaurs. So they found out the dinosaurs are there. Then they uncover crazy Russian science experiment that's taking place at the same time, which explains the existence of these dinosaurs. This is directed by Luke Spark. Um, and apparently, man, he went through some hoops and got funding for this film. There's been estimates. Maybe it cost between 7 million and 12 million in US dollars. There's no, solid thing on it. But this film, man, was really good, man. I felt like it's definitely B movie quality. It is based on a novel though. So it's based on a novel series, and I think maybe there's going to be a comic book adaptation, but there's a few novels out there. There's talk about this getting a sequel as well. But this thing was pretty well done, man. Like it really felt like something, from a bygone era. This felt like something that would have came out in the 80s. It feels more Hamburger Hill than Platoon. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of vibe where these guys are just hardcore raw, like it's kind of B grade exploitation-y kind of vibes going on with this thing, and I think what helps it out too is the quality of the special effects work. There's a lot of CG. Your dinosaurs, they're done and they look great, dude. I'm like, how did y'all get this out of this budget? And I think this thing, it has enough, like the action is good, the story is good enough. There's even some stuff going on with the soldiers, they kind of touch on PTSD a little bit. But this thing is a good time, dude. Like, I had a blast watching this thing, man. And it ends on a cliffhanger, so I don't know where it's going to go in the future, but it did inspire me to pick up the book on Audible, so I've been listening to that. There's a lot of the same beats that it's covering so far, but the film does end on the cliffhanger, so I guess they could go back into this world if they wanted to, and I'm kind of hoping they do. I'm kind of hoping they do with some more money. I'm like, if they did this with this, what can they do? With
a real budget,
working with something. So,
was this like Fathom Events or was it like
Event. Yeah, it's Australian too, so that kind of explains why. And I think hit Australia first, and I think the US was probably the first big outside of Australia distribution. So they actually got the run extended. They said they did so well that first week. They added another week with some more showings. And I follow the director on Twitter, so he said he's working right now to nail down the streaming rights. So how they're going to do it, I mean, it's definitely going to go to digital, but they said they want to make sure they cover the people who invested in them, make sure they get their money back and stuff. So I'm interested to see how that deal is going to work out, because like this is one I'm definitely grabbing this thing up as soon as it's available to buy, whatever way they got it. Like, it's that good, dude.
Yeah,
like, I saw it twice, man. You know what I'm saying? I saw it twice, so that's crazy. Through Fathom, so I had to come out the pocket both times, man. That's like $40 on this movie already. Wow. You know,
that's a weird feeling when you have that when you have like A-list and stuff like that, and you hadn't had to take money out of other than like go to a concession stand and get something to eat.
I don't mind it so often because I save so much money with that, man. Like that's one of the things, because they were going crazy, man, with the social media aspect of promoting this film. So I saw ads running on Facebook up and down my timeline, while it was playing, and that was one of the biggest comments that kept coming up. It's like, oh, it's not part of my A-list, and I'm like, I get it, but like, I save so much on A-list, it doesn't hurt me to come out of my pocket every once in a while. It's not even, I'm not even doing it that often, dude. Like, I think I came out of my pocket. I saw Ninja Turtles recently. They put that back in the theater, and this Primitive War. I just saw Jaws today, but that was on my A-list. That's more of a wider release. And it's kind of cool that they've been investing in putting these retro films in theaters again, man. I think Revenge of the Sith knocked out a big release the weekend that it came out, that they put it back in theaters, man. Like, so people do have an appetite for this kind of stuff. Retro runs of films. So that's cool, man. I definitely feel like October should be nothing but the classics, bro, running in theaters, man. Yeah. Like, how much money you can get just to have people come out and laugh and have fun. And Freddie and Jason, like embrace that, man. Go to town and fill up stack your calendar with those retro showings, man, of those films, dude. Like, people would definitely come for it. But as far as Primitive War, it's the best dinosaur movie that came out this year, man. Did you watch Rebirth yet?
I made it to the theater and watched that. You know, it
Oh,
was
it's
stuff
out for
going on.
you can
Yeah.
rent that now. I thought it was good, man. People were hating. I don't know what it is. I think they're just tired of dinosaurs in general. I like that film a lot, but I still think Primitive War is just a more fun ride because also it's rated R, bro. So it's doing things Jurassic Park can't do.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like, and it looks good doing it, man. Like the makeup effects and all that stuff, man. Everything just looks top notch, man. It looks just like a really A1 production. So, but I'm pretty sure they cut a lot of corners because there are some. I feel like the shots that did look kind of wonky were the long distance dinosaur shots because there's a part
Mhm.
where they're riding the raft down the river toward the end and dinosaurs are on the banks and they're looking at them from afar and it's like yeah that probably needed a little bit a few more hours or days to work on that
Render. Yeah. Yeah.
but nah man overall like you're having so much fun by then you don't even care you just like yo what's next what's gonna happen next you know but
Okay.
definitely a highlight of my summer film watching experience, man. I'm putting this in the top five, bro. Like,
Okay.
and I've liked some things too that have came out recently this summer, so I got to make room for this one in the top, man. And yeah, it's a good time, man. Like I said, man, it'll be coming out soon. I think we'll talk about it once it hits home, man. I'm curious to see what you're thinking about it. So once you check it out, I'll check back in and maybe we could record your thoughts and stuff. But
Okay.
it's a fun film. It's like it's the type of film like that. I think the people would respond so well to, but also it's like you're gonna be hard pressed to get a film like that made in the Hollywood system, like of that
Yeah.
material.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna get like this film, if this was done by Universal or Warner Brothers, it would have been a $200 million film. It probably would have had it wouldn't been a lot of jokes. You know what I'm saying? It was just gonna. It's, so all right. While we got some time, man. I saw Jaws again today, bro, and I'm thinking I'm in here watching this thing. How did this movie get rated PG, bro?
Your mic. Your way. It was made in 75.
Mhm. But
It's made in
still,
75 and it wasn't any cursing in it.
yeah, but dude, there's a severed leg that drops into the
I know.
water at one
I
point.
know.
The autopsy scene, they lift up a messed up arm. There's so much violence and gore and blood and Quint getting eat up. I'm like, how? Like that's still a PG-13, a hard PG-13
There
today.
wasn't such thing as PG-13 back then, man.
Oh my
That's why.
god.
There wasn't any cursing, there wasn't any sex. You just had
Hmm.
you, you just had a mayor with anchors on his pants,
Hmm.
and people wanted to swim. He wanted to keep the beach open.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's wild to me, man. I can't I can't call it, bro. I don't understand how they got away with it because I'm just sitting there, I'm just amazed, man. Even from the scene where we see the crabs, like, dude, that first guy that gets got, or is it the kid, man? And it's crazy because I don't think I've ever seen it like that. Like every time I watch this movie, I don't know what happens, but I always see something that I've never seen before, even though I've seen this movie about 30
It's
times
a
now.
lady. It's a lady. Skinny dipping is the first victim.
Yeah, okay, not her. The
Yeah,
first one that's at the beach, I think is a kid,
yeah.
and and like I didn't see it the same way when I saw it today. There's a way that shark hits that kid and rolls where the
Mm-hmm.
fin flips. I'm like, yo, like I don't think I've ever watched it like that before. Maybe I blink when it happens, but I was like, yo, that looked really violent. Like maybe because the screen was bigger. I don't know, man, but I was like,
What did you
yo,
watch it
this
in
is.
IMAX or something, or is it
No, it was regular. It was
I have
regular.
one of my aunts saw it in 3D, and I didn't know they were doing a 3D version of
Yeah,
it.
that's crazy because they are showing it in 3D too, man. Because at first I thought they only had one showing today, but then the first one was 3D, and then I scrolled down and saw the other ones they had available. But yeah, that was I was like, yo, this is crazy, man. Yeah, I don't understand what's the rating on it today? What are they saying when you go to the site?
Yeah, go to your AMCA list. They should tell
What
you.
is that choice say? Is it still saying PG? Cause nah. There's no way, bro. I mean, you could take a kid, but
It's still saying PG.
that's crazy,
It's still
bro. That
PG.
is so wild to me, man. That is not no PG
Yeah,
material.
that's showing in IMAX here, in 3D.
Hmm. So what's coming out this week, man? Anything?
The next thing I'm waiting on to see in this the Spinal Tap sequel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is coming. That's on the way. Dang, we got another Downton Abbey movie.
Yeah,
See, I didn't say Downtown. I'm getting better.
Downtown. Yeah, that's a pretty good
Oh
series if you
man.
never watched it. I was watching that when it was on PBS, and then I've been following the movie, so I'm a
Look like we
I'm
got a
good on
slim
it.
pickings right now coming up. We got that. We got The Conjuring, Last Rites. I don't think that's going to be the last Conjuring though. They still making money off of that. Somebody brought that up. So I said, man, I don't really like that. He said, really? No, I'm not the biggest fan. This guy. Oh yeah, I forgot. Toxic Avengers out. I gotta make my way to go see that.
I don't even think that's here.
For real? Dang,
Yeah,
they skimming Alabama. I think we got a few shows. They've been showing it. I think that's going to be on video by in a couple weeks, to be
yeah.
honest. Yeah, that's Naked Gun. Naked Gun
My
just went
bad.
to
It's at two of my theaters near me.
yeah, Naked Gun and Nobody 2 both went to digital recently. They're still in theaters. There's this film Lurker that looks kind of interesting, but it's not playing around me in our theater, so maybe I'll probably catch it when it comes home. Damn, there's nowhere around this month. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a slim pickings, man. I think our next big one we're gonna be watching some Halloween stuff and avatars and no, so, yeah. But I don't know. I think that's good, man. We get out of here. The roses. I feel like I will watch it, but I'm not going to the theater for it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think that's it, dog. We can get out of here, man. We could wrap this up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like and subscribe, follow us, man. We've got some. I think this fall is gonna be interesting, man. We're gonna have some screener access, man. So we're gonna be trying to get these reviews out to you a lot faster and keep you ahead of the curve and see what you I don't know. I was going to rhyme, but I couldn't think of a rhyming word. But we're gonna be back, yo. Follow the channel. We're on Classes of Cinematics on Instagram and on TikTok. And you can follow me at Monkey Blood on Twitter, Instagram.
My name's Cornelius Bros. You can find me on Facebook, Cornelius Bros, on Instagram, Cornelius Bros, on TikTok at Cornelius 1976, where I just watch videos and just listen out. We will be back soon.
Yeah, we'll be back. All right, so peace.